Hello friends, so today I will be placing my third video in front of you, and I will feel happy if you put some comments on my video, because regularly I am posting videos, so your response is equally important for me. So today I am starting DNA repair mechanisms. I told you that there is a chance of DNA polymerase to add a wrong nucleotide, and I told you that it is the smart enzyme, so it is able to remove the incorrect one and place the correct one. So you should remember that whatever be the repair, because there are many mechanisms of repair, but there is a clear-cut role of DNA polymerases, polymerase 1, polymerase 2, and simultaneously there is a role of exonuclease enzyme, there is a role of endonuclease enzyme, and there is a role of DNA gyrase, because DNA gyrase is the enzyme which is you can say linking. Because once a nick is created, that nick is repaired by the DNA ligase enzyme. The mechanism used for the repair of DNA involve first recognition of distorted region of the DNA. First recognition of the distorted region of the DNA means identification of a wrong part. Recognition of the, you can say, a faulty region. Secondly, removal of the excision of the damaged region of the DNA strand. Then filling of gap left by excision of the damaged DNA by DNA polymerase. And finally, sealing the nick in the strand that has undergone repair by a ligase. So what I told you, that first it is recognized that which part has to be repaired. Secondly, that part is removed. Then third, the repair by the DNA polymerase. If a nick is created, then the leak is filled by the DNA polymerase, and finally the leak, this nick is sealed by the action of a ligase. These are some types of the repair systems: mismatch repair, base excision repair, nucleotide excision repair, direct repair, and homologous recombination and non-homologous end joining repair. These are some types of the repairs: mismatch repair, base excision repair, nucleotide excision repair, direct repair, and homologous recombination and non-homologous end joining repair. I told you that whatever be the DNA repair system, there is definitely a role of few enzymes. They are exonucleases, they are endonucleases, DNA polymerase, and DNA ligase. These are the four enzymes in a systematic way, and they are involved in all types of the repair. It is the table of the all repair: mismatch repair, base excision repair, nucleotide excision repair, direct repair, and homologous repair. Mismatch, copying error, abnormal bases repair, DNA liaison, wrong nucleotides, pyrimidine dimers, yeah, very common, the thymine dimers, and DNA double-stranded breaks. So now I start with the mismatch repair, and it is the methyl-directed mismatch repair mechanism. You see, it is a complete DNA. It is a complete DNA, new DNA, because one strand is green, other is red. So you can say that it is already replicated. It is the old one. 3' to 5' is old one. 5' to 3' is new one, new DNA strand. You will find a G here. Okay, in the old strand, you will find G. And you all know that in front of G, the C molecule should be there because there is a GC combination, GC combination, and a triple bond is created between G and C. So C should be here, and wrongly a T has been incorporated. Okay, and then we are having a adenine also here, which is having a methyl residue. This methyl group is directing here. It is directing here, and 3 proteins, MutS, MutL, and MutH. They are working in a coordinating manner. And what is their function? They are creating a nick here. They are creating a nick here. So how these 3 proteins are coming here? They are coming by the action of this methyl group. So that's why I am telling it methyl directed mismatch repair mechanism. So what is happening? These 3 proteins, and MutS, MutL, MutH, in a coordinating manner, removing this fragment from this place and as well as from this place also, because they are removing the T and they will fix the C here. C. This fragment is removed. Okay. Cleavage of backbone in the vicinity of the mismatch and removal of T by exonuclease 1. Cleavage of backbone in the vicinity of the mismatch and removal of T by exonuclease 1. And what is happening? A new strand is formed by synthesis of a new nucleotide by DNA polymerase 3. This is new one. Blue one is the new one. And in this, you will find C in front of C. So how a repair mechanism has been fulfilled. Now come to the base excision repair. Base excision repair. लैब ड्यूटी है तो वो तो अब रजिस्टर में साइन करने की जरूरत नहीं। कहते मैं तो वो उसको तो रखूंगा, मतलब अटेंडेंस रिकॉर्ड में रहेगी। लेकिन base excision repair, the bases of DNA can be altered either spontaneously or by the action of deamination or alkylating compounds. It is base excision repair. The bases of DNA can be altered either spontaneously or by the action of deamination or alkylating compounds. Lesions involving base alterations or loss can be corrected by base excision repair mechanism. नहीं मैं यहाँ पे आप की लगाऊंगा और वो अटेंडेंस पर भेज दूंगा। The bases of DNA can be altered either spontaneously or by the action of deamination or alkylating compounds. Lesions involving base alteration or loss can be corrected by base excision repair mechanism. The bases of DNA can be altered either spontaneously or by the action of deamination or alkylating compounds. Lesions involving the base alteration or loss can be corrected by base excision repair mechanism. Listen, very carefully listen. Base excision repair pathway. Uracil base formed by the deamination of cytosine is excised and replaced by the cytosine. What does it mean? You see what you are getting, that uracil base has been formed. Here in front of C is there. Okay, but C is deaminated. Cytosine is deaminated and changed to U. So what we need to repair this U. Okay, this U will be repaired by uracil DNA glycosylase. Uracil DNA glycosylase. This U is removed. Okay, so you will find base excision repair pathway. A wrong base has been formed by some intermolecular arrangements. You will hear what I am telling you, that here the correct base C was there, but C was deaminated, and since C was deaminated, the uracil has been formed. So what we need that this uracil should be removed here by uracil DNA glycosylase, and removed. This U is removed. Then it is AP endonuclease, and here a nick is created. This U is removed. Cleavage of phosphodiester bond by endonuclease bond. You know that I told you that in the continuation of the strand, the bonds are phosphodiester bonds, and two strands are together by hydrogen bonds. So DNA, you can say that phosphodiester bond is cleaved here by the AP endonuclease because uracil has been removed. So what does it mean? If I am telling you that uracil has been removed, what does it mean? That uracil as well as 3 nucleotides as well as a deoxyribose sugar, a fragment, a nucleotide, full nucleotide is removed by the breakage of phosphodiester bond. Then DNA polymerase 1 is bringing cytosine again here, and this nick is cleaved, or this nick is repaired by DNA ligase. I told you endonuclease, exonuclease, DNA polymerase 1, DNA polymerase 2, and ligase. It is the action of these 4 enzymes, 5 enzymes in all the mechanisms. So here it is the converting, right? It is the base excision repair pathway where uracil has been formed, uracil has been changed form by the deamination of cytosine. So we need that this uracil should be removed. This has been removed by the uracil glycosylase. AP endonuclease is cleaving the phosphodiester linkage, removing the U molecule, and then DNA polymerase is fixing a site. Again a C here. So it is the base excision repair. Now it is third one, nucleotide excision repair, NER. In nucleotide excision, repair enzyme XC nuclease, it is a new term for you, XC nuclease, hydrolyze two phosphodiester bonds, one on either side of the distortion caused by the lesion. You know that nucleases are scissors. Nucleases are scissors. So these scissors, what they are doing, exonuclease, they are on the terminals they are working. Endonuclease in between. Here we are getting exonuclease. So exonuclease is working on the end, on two ends simultaneously. It is a double scissor, you can say. And if some wrong insertion is there, then action of two exonucleases, you can say one exonuclease is having a double action and removing the wrong one. In nucleotide excision, repair enzyme exonuclease hydrolyze two phosphodiester bonds, one on either side of the distortion caused by the lesion. Okay, then one of the best understood example of nucleotide excision repair is the excision of a pyrimidine dimer. Pyridine dimer. Okay. Three enzymes activities are essential for this type of repair. They are UVRA, UVRB, and UVRC. And we can call them UVRABC. It is the thymine dimer that two thymines are making a bond here. Okay, and they are making a dimer. Such type of dimers are not allowed in the DNA strands. Dimer should not be there. So what we want? We want this dimer should be removed. So a cut here in the DNA molecule and cut here and removing this dimer. DNA lesion due to the thymine dimer here. This excision of 12 nucleotide fragments by UVR-ABC Xe nuclease, UVR-ABC Xe nuclease. Two cuts are here by the Xe nuclease activity, and this dimer is removed here. Then DNA synthesis by DNA polymerase, a length is formed here, and you will find a complete repaired DNA molecule. Nucleotide excision repair mechanism containing a thymine dimer. Okay. The last one is direct repair pathway. Direct repair. Several types of damage are repaired without removing a base or nucleotide. Several types of damage are repaired without removing a base or nucleotide. An example of direct repair is the photochemical cleavage of pyrimidine trimers. Okay. Oh, that was not last one. It was homologous recombination and non-homologous end joining repair. The repair mechanism used to repair DNA double strands breaks in eukaryotic cells. The choice between the two depends on the phases of the cell cycle and the exact type of double strand breaks to be repaired. This I told you already. This repair mechanism used to repair DNA molecules strand breaks in eukaryotic cell, and the choice between two depends on the phases of the cell cycle and the exact type of double strand breaks to be repaired. During G0 and G1 phases of the cell cycle, DNA double strand breaks are corrected by the non-homologous end joining repair mechanisms, whereas during S and G2 phases and M phases of the cell cycle, homologous recombination is utilized. I will tell you in detail later on. During G0, G1 phases, these are phases of the cell cycle. During G phases of the cell cycle, DNA molecule strand breaks are corrected by non-homologous end joining repair mechanisms, where during S and G2 and M phases of the cell cycle, homologous recombination is utilized. I will show you some slides in the, you can say in after 2-3 slides, I will be showing you. So you will be understanding what I am telling you about these phases of cell cycle. These are the inhibitors of DNA replication. They are antibacterial, antiviral, and many chemotherapeutic drugs inhibit replication. Antibacterial, antiviral, and many chemotherapeutic drugs inhibit replication. Many antibacterial drugs like novobiocin, nalidixic acid, ciprofloxacin inhibit the prokaryotic enzyme topoisomerase, which is also known as DNA guidase. Topoisomerase, you know, topoisomerase is controlling the supercoiling of the DNA. So many antibacterial drugs, novobiocin, nalidixic acid, ciprofloxacin inhibiting prokaryotic enzyme topoisomerase guidase. These topoisomerase inhibitors are widely used for the treatment of urinary tract and other infections. Okay, these topoisomerase inhibitors are widely used for the treatment of urinary tract and other infections. So these are the drugs, like they are antibiotics, novobiocin, nalidixic acid, ciprofloxacin. They all are topoisomerase DNA gyrase acting drugs. So these topoisomerase inhibitors are widely used for the treatment of urinary tract and other infections. Camptothecin, an anti-tumor drug, inhibits human topoisomerase. Okay, camptothecin, an anti-tumor drug, inhibit human topoisomerase. Certain anti-cancer and antiviral drugs inhibit elongation of DNA chain by incorporating certain nucleotide analogs. Example 2,3-deoxyinosine. Cytosine arabinoside, cytarabine, has been used in anti-cancer chemotherapy. Excuse me 1 minute, it is an important call for me. Hello.
Yes, sir.
हाँ दीक्षित जी. हाँ. अच्छा. ठीक है. हाँ. हाँ हाँ. अभी थोड़ी देर में बात करेंगे, जरा मैं लेक्चर रिकॉर्ड कर रहा हूँ. Cytosine arabinoside has been used in anti-cancer chemotherapy. Adenine arabinide, okay, zidovudine and acyclovir are used as antiviral drugs also to terminate DNA chain elongation. You should take note of all these drugs. Many DNA viruses encode their own DNA polymerases, and some of the, if you know, in virus there is a protein code and there is a DNA or RNA molecule. If it is DNA, it is known as the DNA virus. If it is a RNA molecule, then it is known as the RNA virus. Nowadays we are listening about this COVID-19. It is the RNA virus. Many DNA viruses encode their own DNA polymerases, and some of these have become targets of antiviral therapy. For example, the DNA polymerase of the herpes simplex virus is inhibited by acyclovir. It consists of guanine attached to an incomplete ribose ring. Okay.
Yes, sir.
It is the description of drugs, and you should take a note, because it is important in the examination that we sometimes ask the name the drugs using this step in the bacterial cell or this is step in the human cell. Acylo-GTP competitively inhibits the herpes DNA polymerase more strongly than cellular DNA polymerases. Acylo-GTP also acts as a chain terminator. When incorporated into DNA, thus viral replication is inhibited at several steps. Okay, there is nothing detail in it, so I cannot explain it. So better you take a good notes of all these transparencies. And since I am loading these slides on the YouTube, so whenever you are feeling free, you can open it and simultaneously you can utilize my lecture by your choice. I told you that I will be explaining you this cell cycle. Eukaryotic cell division occurs in 4 distinct phases which are collectively called cell cycle. The eukaryotic cell division occurs in 4 distinct phases which are collectively called the cell cycle. Okay, in eukaryotic cell including human cell, the replication of the DNA genome occurs only at a specified time during the lifespan of the cell. This period is referred to the synthesis or S phase. I repeat it. In eukaryotic cell, including human cell, the replication of the DNA genome. Genome is a group of genes. Replication of the DNA genome occurs only at a specific time during the lifespan of the cell. Okay, this period is referred to as synthesis or S phase. Okay. It is the 4 stages of eukaryotic cell. It is S phase. It is G2, it is M and G1. G1, G2, M and S. Okay. The duration for this S is 6 to 8 hours, G2 3 to 4 hours, M 1 hour and G1 is 6 to 12 hours. This S phase DNA synthesis doubles the amount. It is the phase where DNA synthesis is there. DNA synthesis doubles the amount of DNA in the cell. RNA and protein are also synthesized continually. Okay, RNA, protein, everything. DNA doubles, so replication here in the S phase. Okay. Then in G phase, no DNA synthesis, but RNA and protein synthesis continue. Okay, so you can say here replication, transcription and translation all. Here you will find in G2 phase no replication but transcription and translation all are happening here. Then in M phase, mitosis and cell division yield 2 daughter cells. And in G1 or 0 phase, terminates differentiated cells withdraw from cell cycle, definitely re-entry point a cell returning from G0 enters at early G1 phase. RNA and protein synthesis and no DNA synthesis. I will explain you G1 phase. GN phase, G1 is the first phase of the cycle. It is a preparative phase in which the enzyme necessary to replicate the genomes are produced. Genomic DNA is checked for reliability and building material required in mitosis began to accumulate. Okay, it is G1 phase. This one. S phase. S phase is the second phase in which biosynthesis of new DNA is carried out with replication. In the S phase, the DNA is replicated to produce copies for both daughter cells. Okay, and G2 phase. G2 phase is the third phase of cell cycle in which the cell prepare to divide, synthesizing new proteins, tubulin for construction of the microtubules of the spindle apparatus, and cell approximately doubles in size. M phase, last phase. In the M phase, the maternal nuclear envelope breaks down. Paired chromosomes are pulled to opposite poles of the cells. Each set of daughter chromosome is surrounded by a newly formed nuclear envelope, and cytokinesis pinches of the cell in half, producing 2 daughter cells. Okay. Now to another site of chromosomal recombination. Chromosomal recombination is one of one way of rearranging genetic material. Okay, DNA recombination is important term, and I will be giving you a new lecture on DNA recombination. But here recombination in terms of a DNA repair, I am giving you 2-3 slides only. I am giving you here the recombination. Chromosomal recombination is one way of genetic material. Genetic information can be exchanged between similar or homologous chromosomes. Okay. The exchange or recombination event occurs primarily during meiosis in mammalian cells. The rearrangement of genetic information in and among DNA molecule includes a variety of processes that are collectively called genetic recombination. DNA recombination plays important role in replication, repair, and other processes. And recombination, DNA recombination is very important, and I will be giving you a separate lecture on DNA recombination. And you can say that two important techniques, our PCR, okay, PCR and our blotting techniques are dependent on genetic recombination, and separately I will be giving you those. So finally, I am telling you DNA recombination plays important role in replication, repair, and other processes. Thank you very much for today's lecture. Now I end it. Thank you very much.